Will we get a repeat today?
Murphy on your left, Mark Scaife on your right. 42 laps, 100 kilometres ahead of us. Will Scaife get a better start this time around? It looks dead even at the front. Ingle gets switched around towards the middle of the grid there, but Murphy holds his position and Scaife settles for second throughout turn one.
A little bit of contact between Scaife and Ambrose. Nobody wanted to be the guy that blinked in the first corner, but Scaife prevailed. He had that little edge off the line, and it looks like a relatively clean start.
Okay, now up over the rise for the first time this afternoon. Single file they go. Perfect conditions, absolutely perfect. It's been this way, as we mentioned at the top of the show, for every session that they've had, the practice, qualifying and warm-up sessions. Around turn 6, down the back straight they go, and Mark Scaife is already looking to put pressure on car number 51.
His opening lap looked strong. He was able to have a look up the inside of Murphy as they came out of turn 6. These two drivers attack the exit of turn 6 in a different manner. Mark tends to come out a little bit shallow and square the weight on the back of the car. Murph runs a wider line. The number of people that have been off this weekend, Matthew, is quite extraordinary. A lot of broken splitters, lots of people losing coolant, lots of radiator ducting broken. It's been quite extraordinary. The pressure's on. Scaife right in the slipstream of the Murphy-mobile. This is the approach to turn 6 down the hill. There's a bump on the approach. It's super easy to lock the inside front tyre. Watch the different lines here. Mark is out looking for clean air. He got a better exit. This time he's got track position. They will go side by side into the braking area. It's 250 Ks. Ambrose buys in as well. This is a great scrap. Is there a change for first and second? Yes. Murphy hung out to dry in the rough stuff and back to third.
A double change at the front of the field as Mark Scaife and Marcus Ambrose put the pressure right on turn 7 at Greg Murphy. That was the kind of stuff that we saw Scaife try to do time and time again yesterday in race 1. He couldn't get through, but that time he got through, and the reason why, he had the position going over the hill, heading down the back straight.
This will be to do with the way everybody's managing their tyres. Murphy drops another spot to Stephen Richards. Now Russell Ingall wants to buy in. Remember, there's a compulsory stop. The window opens between 2 and 29. It's a tyre stop only. It's not a fuel stop this weekend. And different people will have chosen to use different tyres and combinations.
Yep, in now.
I reckon Murph will come in because I think he's gone out on the scrappier tyres. But what that's done is it's cost him track position in the opening part of the race. He did not have the matching pace at the start. I think Murphy will come in, yes. Oh, he nearly ran out of road. Oh, Paul Dumbrell down at turn 6 is buried deep.
And we'll have a safety car. A cold corner, Paul Dumbrell is speared off. And that just shows you what happens when you go off here at Barbagallo. As Neil said, surrounded by sand effectively.
This will be a safety car for sure. And now these guys can gently cycle up their tyres. And let's see what happened here. It looked like Paul just locked up. And once you're out there, you're gone. Look at that. Sand trap doing its job, but it means that he's heavily bunkered.
Let's see if we can do it again.
Russell Ingall off, straight ahead of turn 1. Buried deep. And I don't know what triggered that. Was he making a move on someone? We cut to the shot. The front brakes were fully locked, and he has gone straight ahead and out of business from position 5. And will that trigger a safety car? And I believe it will.
It'll have to, Neil. That's a very dangerous spot on the circuit. This is the restart of the race.
Oh, he's just had a big lunge on Greg, and it hasn't worked.
Oh, that's the turn 1 there. So there you go. That is bucket and spade stuff.
Because of the red flag stoppages, it makes it very, very difficult. So Glenn's going to lose another position here.
That's the battle for position 17 as Paul Radicic scoots around Glenn's seat. And Brad Jones looks to push himself up as well. So
he's off, is he? Oh, Whincup only just saved that because he locked up. Bow got through. When you lock up down there, you don't have too many options. The track has got a huge amount of dust and rubber build-up on the offline area. The marbles are treacherous here.
Sorry, 6th in race 1 after qualifying 7th, and Whincup has finally given up and gone off the track. He held it together on turn 1 but couldn't do the same down at turn 6.
Yes, exaggerating his problems. Here's a replay, the Strathfield replay of what happened down at turn 6, and it's
Tag
Morris
Morris
and Whincup, and contact there, and Whincup ending up out in the boonies, but dropping a bunch of placings, but at least he didn't end up buried in the sand. Position to be in. Conville buys in here. Oh, someone's buried in deep.
That's a big one from Paul Morris at turn 7.
Certainly brought Murph right up to the picture there for third position.
Oh, look at Lowndes.
Oh, and contact with Simon Wills. Into the dirt they both go. Lowndes was so messy at the end of that long straight. Big lock-up. Look at Wills trying to extricate the Team Dynamic car. That's not going anywhere, and either is Craig Lowndes until they get the tow trucks.
Just give me a bloody shovel here.
There you go. Looks like Craig locked up the right front there and just wasn't able to pull it up.
Yeah, he was got out of shape, and an unfortunate incident ended up with them both in the kitty litter down there. And I wonder whether race director Tim Schenken will, in fact, bring out the yellow flag or the safety car. Here's a replay. Strathfield replay might tell us more. CL gets all locked up, and he just goes straight ahead, whacks straight into the back of Wills.
It's quite a long way back.
He was, wasn't he, mate?
Yeah, it wasn't like he was even trying to overtake him.
Look at the margin. Look, as you said, front right. He's tried to modulate it, and he hasn't been able to get the job done. He's just given him a whack in the rear. It's pretty clear cut, and no safety car. They will let the race finish, which is probably a good call. We just want a clean finish. Scaife, meanwhile, has made fresh air. I was making a point before about McConville. He was 9th in the first session, 2nd in the second session, then 30th in qualifying when that oil got dropped. So he's now worked his way back to 8th position, and has got a pretty reasonable car this weekend, so he's trying to put it to good use.
Sort of thing around here, if you've got good car speed, you can get through, because obviously when everyone's tyres are going away, you can actually overtake. So it's a bit of a disappointing result there for Wills. It would have been a good place for him to finish.
Absolutely, but at the front of the field, Mark Scaife is putting the finishing touches on an incident-free 42 laps for the HRT #1 car. As you probably know by now, he's the new owner of the Holden Racing team, and effectively that means, as the boss, this is his first race victory for HRT.
He might give himself a pay rise.
Thanks, boys. Bloody excellent.
Man, if he doesn't. Marcus Ambrose 2nd, Stephen Richards 3rd, Greg Murphy, then Garth Tander.